Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first video, hi, I'm Alaina, and this is The Organized Money, where we talk about planning life and managing money. Today's video is going to be my paycheck to paycheck budget with me, but we are really going to be diving into how I actually set up and work my budget throughout the course of the month. So my planner is a Happy Planner Big, but I use my own personal budget planner that I created in order to stay on top of my money. If you're interested in my budget planner, it will be linked in the description box below. I do sell it in my Etsy shop. The first thing that I do is I come to my monthly spread. Let me bring you guys in so you can see. So this is my monthly calendar in which I break down all of my bills by color. The reason why they are broken down by color is because it separates each check that is going to pay a particular set of bills. Every single Monday, my husband and I get some form of income. It may be from mine, it may be his, but some type of way we get some form of income on a Monday. I say some form because we are on variable income, which means that we have money coming in and out of our accounts, mainly our business account, at any point in time. So since that's the case, I always put what bills are going to be paid throughout the course of the week associated with a particular color. The first week was blue, then orange, then green, and then down here is brown. So this kind of just lets me know what color, like all of these bills will be paid out of the same money. And just so you know, whenever I put things on here, this is not every single thing that's going to be paid for the course of the month. This is mainly just the fixed expenses. So as you can see, I don't have things like groceries. I don't have our tithe on here, offering, other things like that that are variable type expenses. I only have the fixed expenses, the bills, the things that are going to definitely come out of our account that are the exact same amount every single time that they come around. So this is the very first stop of my process, and I would look at the week that we are currently in. So today, by the time you guys see this, it will be the 11th. Today is actually the 10th because that's the day that I do my budget, and I will look at all of the expenses that are coming out this particular week and then make sure that they're all on my paycheck budget sheet. So I set this up at the beginning of the month because I realized that setting up my paycheck budget ahead of time actually saves me so much more time. I am able to do so much more having this automatically set up for me, and then that way it just saves me so much time throughout the course of the month. When it comes to my weekly budget, this is actually step 2. So step 1 was actually looking at my calendar and making sure I had everything allotted on there, on here. Now step 2 is actually adding everything up and seeing how much these expenses are along with my variable expenses for the week. So on my monthly calendar, you saw that I have my student loan, I have my car insurance, and then I have some other additional bills that I need to pay. But on my paycheck budget sheet, I have way more because I have tithe offering, I have food, restaurant budget, my nails. I wanted to do that this particular week, and all of that is allotted here. When it comes down to how much money I have coming in, so I have a set amount of $17.50. This is the set amount that I have for the budget for this week. We may end up making more money than the $17.50 because we may or may not make as much as this. This is kind of like the bottom line. If you're on variable income, then the best thing that for you to do is actually underestimate your income and overestimate your expenses. So that's how we kind of do our budget. We underestimate our income, and $17.50 is underestimating it, and then overestimate our expenses for the week. And that's why our expenses are actually over our income. So if this is the case, if we only make the $17.50 for the week, the bottom of the barrel, then we will basically pull out of our month ahead account this amount, which is the difference between the amount of income and the amount of expenses. And so that's $296.52. We have a month ahead account of $5,000. That month ahead account is basically to kind of help us fluctuate throughout the course of the month and be able to take out money when we need it, put money back when we do, and our bills are always paid. So at the beginning of the month, this is what I do. I'm basically allocating the bottom line number and then pulling from the month ahead account and estimating all of our bills. When we actually get paid, which will be later today, what I'll do is actually put the actual amount and then do the difference here. So this is the second step. This is the second thing that I complete to make sure that we have the budget for the week in place. This money, this entire income, this process all happens in our bill account. So we have 4 different accounts that are going in and out all at the same time. We have our spending account, we have our bill account, we have our business account, and we have our savings account. So this entire thing happens in our bill account. So anytime anything else additional happens, I put it at the bottom here. So let me show you week 1 to show you exactly how it happens throughout the course of the week with our bill account. Oh, and this is actually a great way to show you our actuals too. So with the paycheck, we ended up getting $2,325.56. That was our actual. We had estimated $2,250, which means we still needed $500 from our month ahead account, and so that's exactly what we did. Down here with our actuals, as you can see, I had a certain amount of actuals that totaled out. I knew exactly what that was going to be, what the balance was in our bill account, but then I had some additional things that we had to cover. We usually will get additional income throughout the course of the week. We get a larger sum on Monday, and then we have additional money that comes into our business account throughout the rest of the week. With that, I ended up making an additional transfer for $50, and then I will just take out anything else automated that happens. So we had some subscriptions come out, we had Netflix, and then we had Apple subscriptions for these 2 amounts, and then I will write down what the ending balance is in the account. This is what I will do every single week. So this was week 1, and as you can see, I have basically, I'll just add all of this up to put what the amount was for week 1 in the business account. When it comes to our spending account, what I'll do is the money that I have for food, for restaurants, for miscellaneous things will all go into our spending account, and that counts as our spending money for the week. So anytime we spend money on groceries, we're spending money on restaurants, we're spending money on miscellaneous items or personal items, I move that money automatically from our bill account into our spending account. So if you see where I put it here, where I put checks, 250, 100, that's actually just me transferring the money over into our spending account. Once the money gets there, I use our expense tracker on the spending account in order to stay on top of our spending. So anytime I spend money throughout the course of the week, this is where I am keeping track. As you can see, I spent money on Walmart, and then I wrote $118.39. It went to groceries, and then I put my balance, and that's basically the balance that is left in the spending account. So I decided to stop doing it this way toward the middle of the page because I found myself getting a little confused having numbers back to back here. It made it seem like I was spending twice. So what I decided to do instead, once I got here, is only put the balance on the side here. But I am basically keeping track of anything that's coming out of our spending account, any transfers that are going into our account from the business account, and any spending that we are doing throughout the course of the week. So as you can see, we have business spending, I have some house supplies, we have food spending. All of that is kept track on here with our spending account. And then at the bottom, I am adding up everything, all of the categories, and how much we have spent on those particular categories for the week. So for food, for groceries, business, house, gas, and personal spending. And then I will total it out. The total here of the balance that's left in the spending account is written down here, and then I transfer it over to the brand new week. So this is the second week of August 10th through the 16th. And as you can see, I started off with the balance that is currently left in my spending account. So I do that for the spending account. That's how I keep track. And then when I'm moving to week 2, which is here, and I am pulling over the amount that's in food, restaurants, and miscellaneous, that's $350. Once I move that, I will change the spending account balance here to the $350 plus the $69.07. And so that's basically how I am keeping track of what's in our spending account, what is coming out of our bill account, which is on here. And then whenever I have different things coming out of our savings account, like our month ahead account or our capital account, this is where I keep track of those things, which is in our sinking fund tracker. So my month ahead account and my capital savings app accounts are both considered sinking funds for us. We have $5,000 that kind of goes in and out of our month ahead account, and our capital account, it just pulls in 10% of basically any type of income that we get coming into my online businesses. So with that, I will have, basically I just keep track of how much is going in and out. If I move any money out, which I haven't done anything for this particular month as of yet. As you can see, I've only had $372 going in. So the balance that's there is $536. But with our month ahead account, I have had money go out and in, and that's because this is the main account that I'm using to pay bills ahead of time and then replace. So I moved out $500 for the very first week of August, and you guys saw that because I had that on the budget. It's right here that I moved out $500. And so this is where I keep track. Moved out $500, have $4,500 is the balance. Then I moved out $990, which that actually went to my business account because I had to pay a really big invoice. And so I did that. And then I put the balance here, and then I put back $500. So I put it back, and now the balance is $4,010. So this is where I am keeping track of anything that's coming in and out of our sinking funds, and I basically will keep it rolling for each particular week on here. I usually don't have as much coming in and out of our capital account. Usually it's just everything going in. But for our month ahead account, I would more than likely use all of these for all of the weeks that are in August. And then anything that happens in our savings account will happen over here. However, I am keeping the balance solid at $6,000 until we finish paying off credit card debt and our car. And then once those things are done, I will start beefing up our savings again. So this is the process of how I am using these particular sheets, and I wanted to talk you through them because I had gotten some questions on how I actually use this. I hope that this clears it up a little bit more so that you can fully understand how I am using these sheets in order to stay on top of our budget. I promise you, if you ever want to do anything to stay on top of your money, doing this sheet alone has really helped us out so much in knowing how much money we have coming in and out. With our expense tracker, I am able to see on like a weekly basis, on a daily basis, how much money we are spending, how much money is coming in and out of our account, and we are not just swiping our card mindlessly and not even looking back or thinking about what our balance is going to be. This process alone has basically stopped us from overdrafting our account, because I am able to look at this every single morning and every single evening and see where our balance is. So at the beginning of the day, in the morning, it takes me about maybe 5 minutes to do this, and the same thing at night. And if you do it on a daily basis, it won't pile up on you and it won't become too overwhelming. So I definitely suggest that you do that, and you also have your expenses limited to 1 or 2 accounts. So with us, I am mainly only looking at 3 accounts. I'm looking at my business account, I'm looking at my spending account, which is the money that we swipe for personal expenses. And I am also looking at our bill account to see what money is coming out for our particular bills. And then that's basically it. Everything else that's coming out of our month ahead or our savings account will only be transfers. So I might just glance at it just to see if, any transfers has affected the balance, and then keep track of that. But for the most part, this expense tracker will tell the entire story. So guys, I hope that this talk through of how I do my budget on a weekly basis, now that we are 1 month ahead, I hope that this has helped you, and I will see you guys in the next one. If you want more videos on how I do my budget, how we budget on paper, what's that process, please let me know your questions, comments, everything in the comments below. That will help me out so much as I'm planning future content. Until next time, keep organizing your life so that you can achieve your dreams. Bye guys.